We go through this every year. You know perfectly well what holiday it is.
Okay. Happy Halloween, everybody. Whoopee.
Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. Halloween shenanigan is in full swing. We're right in the middle of the spooky month. I watched another horror anthology. This is a new 2023 film as I adjust my glasses so my bifocals are at the right level. It's an hour and 22 minutes, Fables for the Witching Hour. The posters tag it as Volume 1, but the title on IMDb don't include the Volume 1, so I don't know if there's going to be like a series of these. I watched it for free on a streaming service that seems new to me. As I was searching, I had to actually install that channel. It's Reveal, Reveel. So you can watch this for free on that, but you can also rent it on Prime Video. The story goes as follows. It's tagged also, just by the way, singularly horror, and we'll get to that in a minute. Late night lab technician Tina warns viewers of 5 tantalizing tales of terror and cautions them before watching. Little does she know, a shadowy menace prowls the dark office halls, closing in on her as the witching hour fast approaches. Will she survive the night? Directed by Ahi Black, Min Collins, Francis Han, written by Min Collins, and it stars a pretty full cast, so I won't go through all of them. Let's see. Tina, Madison Willow. She is the lab technician. She's kind of the go-between the stories. Her parts are just meh. Like, she's okay. She's attractive. I think that's what the vibe this movie was going for, was to kind of like sucker you in with a hot chick in a lab coat on the cover art. This was filmed with a $350,000 budget, and all of Tina's parts are green screen, and it's like an obvious green screen type situation. The 5 stories are, let's see, Creature of Habit, Ghost of Maryland, It's Sunny Outside, See My Voice, 503. I also have written down The Blue Room, so I think one of those is a wraparound title, because the movie does wrap around, and I do like horror anthologies that take the time to thread things through so that when we get to the end, but without going into a lot of details about each individual stories, I did like the one called 503 the best. This one did have major drug use, though, so if that's a trigger. But Disc 503, it's a 3D game-based story horror game that this guy plays. And I've recently gotten into those types of games like Poppy Playtime and Five Nights at Freddy's. So I think I just kind of connected with that one. Another trigger warning that I might want to share is there is a suicide theme in one of the stories. That one was also, aside from the suicide, that one is It's Sunny Outside. The main actor, is pretty entertaining because his character does one of those things that I call the descent into madness, where he progressively just gets crazier and crazier and mad and mad. Overall, I didn't like the pace of the movie. I didn't like the stories. I don't think they were very horror. Maybe thriller. I have a distinction between the two: thriller, suspense, but these are just kind of like overall, just kind of like very bland stories. The wraparound is kind of clever, but also just by the time you get to it, that's the hard part about anthologies. Like if you have five stories and only can pick one of them that's good, and then there's a wraparound at the end that's supposed to be like a shocking twist. You kind of, at least for me, I kind of get to the who cares? It's just dumb. You made me sit through, an hour and a half of just dumb to get to this wraparound that, okay, it's clever idea, but I'm so worn out by the time it comes. It's just like, can I see the credits, please? And that's kind of what happened with this one. So I'm not necessarily saying that I hated it because I did have those two somewhat entertaining parts. But if you go on to watch Fables of the Witching Hour, again, that channel that I watched it on my Roku was Reveal, Reveel. It looks like it's a pretty good streaming channel overall. It has a lot of action and horror. And this is a 2023 film, so it's keeping up with like some current stuff. So that's always good to have another resource for free movies, because free is always good. Speaking of free, I'm gonna let you go from this semi good horror review during Halloween Shenanigans 2023 on Now It's Dark.